Hello, my Italian food fanatics. Today we're going to make another dish from the poor kitchen, the poor people's kitchen, la Cucina Povera, which I love to do because they extract maximum flavor from very few ingredients, and it's uncanny what they can bring into a dish from just using a few ingredients. Today's dish is linguine with asparagus and breadcrumbs. There's going to be some parsley in there, some garlic, some olive oil, and some lemon juice. And that's about it, other than salt and pepper. All right? So, without any further ado, please hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, hit the bell button so you know when I release another video, share with your friends. Sharing is caring. And leave a comment down below. Now, without any further ado, let's get into the kitchen and let me show you how to make this amazingly simple, but ultimately delicious pasta dish. All right, let's get started. For our linguine with asparagus and breadcrumbs, we're going to need some linguine. This is a very high quality linguine. You can tell because it's dull, and if you feel it, it's craggly a little bit, which means it's going to hold on to the sauce. It was extruded through bronze dies. Of course, we're also going to need some asparagus and breadcrumbs. Now, I'm making fresh breadcrumbs. We take regular sandwich bread, cut off the crusts, and then we're going to toast it. Of course, we're going to use some 100% California extra virgin olive oil in there as well, and 3 other ingredients: flat leaf parsley or Italian parsley, garlic, and lemon juice. So, a few things need to be done. The garlic needs to be chopped up. We need to also chop up our parsley. Our asparagus needs to be washed and then sliced on the bias in 2-inch segments. And we need to make our breadcrumbs. I'm going to do all those things and we'll come back. All right, here's our asparagus. It's been washed and also sliced on the bias. I like it on the bias in about 2-inch pieces. Some are a little bit bigger, some are a little smaller. It makes no difference. This is Cucina Povera. It makes no difference there. We have some breadcrumbs. I have taken that bread that I've removed the crusts, spun it up in a food processor, and made these fresh breadcrumbs. We're going to toast them in a minute. We also have our parsley and our garlic and our lemons that have been cut and de-seeded in such a way that it's convenient to squeeze the juice out of them. So what we're going to do now is we'll put some water on so that we can blanch our asparagus. They're going to go into boiling hot water until they're crisp tender, and then shocked in ice water to preserve the color so they don't turn dull. And while the water is boiling for the asparagus, we're going to make our breadcrumbs. These are going to go into a pan with a little bit of olive oil, and we're going to crisp them up because they're going to be used as a garnish at the end in place of cheese, which is apropos for the poor kitchen or for the poor person's kitchen, Cucina Povera. They would use breadcrumbs as opposed to cheese because bread was never thrown away and utilized, and cheese was very expensive back in the day for the very poor people of southern Italy. All right, let's go to the stove and take care of the breadcrumbs and boil the water for the asparagus. All right, here we are on the stove with a large pan that we're going to do our breadcrumbs in. You can see over there we have water on for our asparagus. I turn the heat on underneath this pan, and we'll just pour our breadcrumbs in. And rather than adding olive oil right off the bat, what I'm going to do is we're going to mix these around a little bit and kind of get them dried out somewhat before we add any sort of oil. So I'll do that. I'm not going to make you wait through all this, and we'll come back. All right, now that our breadcrumbs have dried out just a little bit, we're going to go in and add a little bit of our California extra virgin olive oil. How sweet it is. And we'll continue to mix this up, and it'll eventually coat all of the breadcrumbs and fry them up to a beautiful brown or golden brown color. I'll come back and show you intermittently what this looks like. All right, as you can see, the breadcrumbs are saturated with the oil. You want to keep them moving constantly. Otherwise, you're going to have some that are burned or done while other parts remain undone. So they got to constantly be agitated and moved, either this way or, for the most part, with a spatula like this. All right, a rubber spatula that is malleable is excellent for all different types of purposes, including this one. And if you see clumps of bread that are coming together like this, then it's probably best to just mash them down a little bit. All right, you don't want to press down hard, but just a little bit like that one to get rid of that and make them all uniform and small and even and beautiful. So we'll come back when these are further along. Okay, the breadcrumbs are coming along. What we're going to do is add a little bit of salt in here to season them up. And we're also going to add a few grinds of pepper. Not too much, just a little bit. That's enough. And there you go. That's literally perfect. So let's take them off the flame, put them in another bowl. All right, you can see our breadcrumbs not only are seasoned, but they're perfectly golden brown, just like that. Now I'm going to bring over the water that we've been heating up. I'm going to turn the heat back on. We'll wait for this to come to a boil, and then we're going to blanch our asparagus. While this returns to the boil, I will get a bowl full of ice so that we can shock the vegetables when they're done. All right, now we have our water at a boil. We're going to add a little bit of salt into the water because it seasons the asparagus that way as well. We'll mix it around to dissolve the salt, and then we'll add in our asparagus. Now the asparagus is going to cook for an undetermined amount of time. The thicker they are, the longer they have to cook. I prefer a much thinner stalk of asparagus, and you can gauge that yourself when you go to the store by buying the thinner ones. I think they look more elegant when they're thinner like this. So we'll blanch them. When they're crisp tender, they will go into this bowl of ice water. Oh, in the meantime, I want to also mention that off to the side here, you can hear it, is water that's coming to the boil. It's actually already at the boil for our pasta. So as soon as this is done blanching, as soon as this asparagus is done blanching, we're going to start our pasta and we'll make the dish. It's very, very fast. It's important also that while you do boil the asparagus, that occasionally, every minute or 30 seconds or so, you taste to make sure that they're not overcooked. In fact, they are just about done, and we'll take them out right now. Shocked in cold water, in ice water. What this does, first and foremost, it stops the cooking, but more importantly, it preserves the color of our asparagus so that it remains a beautiful green. All right, our water is at a boil. We are now going to add in 2 teaspoons of regular table salt, and that's about 4 cups of water in there. We don't want too much salt because this water may be going back into the dish, and it'll bring salt with it. We can always adjust a little bit later. So I will make sure that these are cooked, and we'll start our sauce. All right, for our asparagus and our sauce, nothing could be simpler. I'm using the same pan that we used for the breadcrumbs. I'll add a little bit of oil in here, and our garlic. This is all cold going in. I'll turn on the heat, and we're going to cook this until it sizzles. All right, you can see that our garlic is sizzling away on a low flame. I'm going to turn up the heat just a little bit, And we're going to add in our asparagus, which I've taken out of the water, and our parsley. We'll move this around, bring the asparagus up to temperature, and we'll hold this until our pasta is just shy of al dente. We're going to add in some pasta water into the pan and finish cooking the pasta in the pan along with the parsley oil, asparagus, and garlic. All right, while the pasta cooks, we are going to taste and adjust the seasoning. The asparagus is still very crisp and nice, but it does need some salt. I'm going to add some salt into here. And we'll give it a few grinds of pepper as well. There we go. Now let's test our pasta and see. All right, it is ready to come in. We'll turn the heat off under the pasta. I'm going to turn the heat up underneath the asparagus. And we'll add in a little bit of water. And now we'll bring the pasta in and cook it the rest of the way. Now normally I use these tweezers, but because this is a non-stick pan, we can't do that. We have to use the rubber spatula. Nothing wrong with that. It's just, I just want to say that in the event that you try to, I don't want to do something and then you copy me and you get little shards of the chemically laden coating in your food and blame me later. So we'll cook this probably another 30 seconds. I don't like this very large piece here. We'll taste that. That's perfect. Perfectly seasoned. Here's another very large piece. We'll remove this out of here. Still very crunchy. Still delicious. Perfect. That oil, oh, that's so good. Wait till we get the lemon juice and the breadcrumbs on here. That's serious Cucina Povera. All right, let's taste the linguine. That is perfectly al dente. It's time to serve it up. At the last second, before we serve it, we are going to add our lemon juice into the pan. And the reason for that is because if the lemon juice theoretically cooks, it loses its effectiveness as an acid. Now we're gonna put it in our plate and plate it up. All right, my Italian food fanatics, you saw me plate it up. Now it's time to eat our linguine with asparagus and breadcrumbs, a little bit of garlic in there, some parsley, and of course, lemon juice. Lemon juice and asparagus are like brother and sister. Wow. I'll tell you what, the asparagus is still crunchy. You can tell. Pasta's perfectly cooked. I love the parsley. But you know what makes this dish? Don't omit it. Don't omit it. What makes this dish is the lemon juice. Believe it or not. That last squeeze, I know you saw me put some in the pan. That was about 30 seconds, and then I added some more later when we plated up the dish. That is delicious. Of course, the breadcrumbs add another layer of crunch to them, crunchier than, of course, the asparagus, but the asparagus is still crisp, tender, and delicious. That's really good. Totally vegetarian. Actually vegan, believe it or not. If I think, it depends. If they used eggs to make the bread, which I'm not sure, then it would not be vegan. But it's very easy, if that's the case, to find a bread that there are no animal products in it, and it will be a completely vegan dish and delicious. Even as a lunch course with a glass of white wine, Pinot Grigio, it's going to be just phenomenal. Anyway, I'm going to finish this bowl of pasta. But before I do, please hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, hit the bell button so you know when I release another video. Share with your friends. After all, sharing is caring. And leave a comment down below if you have a moment. No matter where you are in the world, I want to thank you for following and looking at my channel. I hope you're having a great day. I wish you good health, happiness, and prosperity. And I'll see you in the next video.